Steve, thanks for joining us. How was your nerves during that penalty shootout?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, to be fair. I was probably a bit more nervous in the game in the last 20 minutes. I think we've had a few over the years. We've won a few, we've lost a few. All you do is say to the boys beforehand, listen, don't change your mind, stick with what you got, make sure you put enough power for it to give yourself a chance, and you hope that your keeper pulls out a couple of saves. Obviously you run a risk of missing a couple, which we did, but I've got no problem with that. You've got to have a pair to go up and take them in the first place, and even you're not in front of a huge crowd, but I know from when I played, it's a horrible feeling going up to take a penalty, even if you're confident.
Well, it looked like a lot of hands went up before the penalty shootout, so there was a lot of volunteers.
Yeah, there was a few hands went up. There was a couple that hid behind the dugout. But yeah, I'm only going to ask people to take them that want to take them, and even the boys that missed them, doesn't matter, because they put their hands forward to take them. So I've got no problem with that at all. If you score, if you miss, as long as you try and do the right thing. Listen, if you run down the middle and try and do a panenka and the keeper don't move, then probably avoid me for the next 6 months. But I know it's a cliche, it's a lottery when it goes to penalties. That's what it was. We scored more than they did, and Charlie's pulled off a good save as well. To be fair, their keeper's pulled off 2 good saves. So when you have penalties, there's nothing in it. You just hope that you come out the right side of them. We didn't last year, I think, against Brentford down there, and oddly enough, we beat Casuals and penalties in the cup last year. Listen, it's about getting through, and we managed to do that in the end.
Excellent. So during the game, 2-2, was that a fair result, a draw?
I don't think it was a million miles off, to be honest. I thought we were very, very good for the first half an hour. Again, started well, very bright, created chances. Another goal disallowed for offside. I don't know if it was tight.
It's many for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
quite a few of them.
He's had about 4 on the spin, and it was tight. We then hit the post. Obviously, we scored a great goal by Bill, little free kick that they worked on there, which was good. And I just feel that when we had them stages in games, we need to be more clinical. And maybe our decision making at a couple of times wasn't as good as it should have been, but I thought we were really good. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we give a free kick away, and it's 1-0. And I thought that goal changed the game a little bit. They grew into it. A second half, I don't think there was much in it. We looked quite dangerous on the break. For me, they dangerous on set pieces as well, which, given who we had missing today and the size of us, we could have turned up to a panto today, and I think about 8 of them would have got work. So I was with Preg's not playing, obviously Imran as well. It takes the big players out of the team on set pieces. Obviously JT's longer term, but he's another one missing as well. And that was a concern today because they've got 3 or 4 big lads out there. And first goal, we should have defended the line a little bit higher. But there wasn't much in it second half, to be fair. And the goal we give away was really, really annoying because that come from our possession. 3 or 4 bad decisions, when to play, bad touches, gave possession away. And then we've had a chance to clear it 2 or 3 times in the box. So I'd like to see it back on the video because how we've not cleared it, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, all that hard work, we go 2-1 down, and I'm thinking, is that going to be sort of the story of our season so far? But I'll give the boys a due. They carried on trying to play the way we want to play, kept having a go, and guys come up trumps with a good little run cut in, and he bent one in the corner. So I don't think overall there was much in it, but like I said, I was pleased with the performance. Certainly in parts of the game, we just need to be more clinical at the minute, and we might need to bring a couple more players in to do that because we're not overly blessed in the size of the squad at the minute. But overall, I thought we did okay.
Were you happy with your makeshift centre-back partnership that you had?
Yeah, I've got to be honest, that hands off to the whole back four. In general play, I thought they did well. We could have done, as I say, we could have done better on the second goal, but that wasn't just about the back four, that was about 3 or 4 players. But I thought in general play, considering Isaiah's a centre midfield player, Samuel's a right back, that's Keegan's first start for the first team, and I thought he did really well today, to be fair. Obviously Armin's played plenty of times since the left back now, he did well as well. No credit to him, I thought they did well, and I'll include Charlie in that. Charlie come in, did well pre-season. Obviously we ended up made a decision to go with Jacob from West Ham. Charlie's attitude's been fantastic. Come on side at Bracknell, played in the game where Jacob was suspended against Hendon. We lost, but he played well, and he played well again today. And he's pulled off a couple of good saves. So all you say to players all the time, you wait to get your opportunity, and it's about taking it. And I thought a few of them did well today. Listen, if we've got players back and available for Tuesday, we'll make the right changes we need to make. But they certainly didn't do themselves any harm today, and I thought for big parts of the game, I thought the back four did well today. As I said, considering how much change we've had in there, and you lost your skipper, another dominant leader as well. Another two dominant leaders, and you lost your regular keeper as well. But credit to all of them, I thought they did well.
So Sam, you were playing centre back today. How was that? Or did you have much prior notice before that you were playing centre back?
Yeah, he must have told me before the match I was playing centre back, and then obviously it's not a position that I'm used to, but for the team I'll do it type of thing. So I just feel as if because there's a lot of injuries, I just have to slip in there and do the best I can to win us the game.
So did you feel comfortable during the game? Did you think actually?
Yeah, I feel like as the game went on, I grew into it and I felt more comfortable towards the end of the game from the start. So
with the penalty, obviously you guys had to put your hand up to say if you wanted to take one. Did you put your hand up?
Yeah.
You did. And so was there nerves before going up, or you were just dead focused on where you're going to put it?
Yeah, I was just focused. Big said that just pick a spot and then just go through with it. And then, so I had a spot, and then I just had to just go through with it all the time.
And it seemed like we weren't too sure if we won. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I was looking at the ref, and then he kind of delayed his blow, so I was just waiting for him, and then he done it, so I was like, yeah, we won.
During the game, were you dreading or relishing the possibility of a penalty shootout coming out?
I love a penalty shootout, to be fair, and I obviously wanted to win the game, but going down to penalties, I thought we had a good chance because I'm quite good at penalties. I enjoy them. I had a few penalty shootouts, to be fair, in my career. So.
And with the final save that you made, how did it go?
Well, I guess that he was going that way to my right, so kind of intuitively I went that way. Kind of how we shaped up to take the penalty is I went off that and I just went early.
So like how Sam was saying that he picked a spot, is that the same for goalkeepers, that you pick a spot where you reckon they're going to go left or right?
Yeah, I kind of make my mind up just a split second before he takes it and try and go early to give myself a chance.
And during the game, obviously you don't play every week. Did you get used to the new back four that we had quite quickly working with them?
Yeah, I enjoyed working with them, to be fair. I think they did quite well. The two goals, one was set piece, the other one kind of, a melee in the box. Just fell to their striker, and he had a free chance, free shot. So I think they defended quite well most of the game, to be fair.